One beautiful, sunny morning, Mia, the fluffy white kitten with a pink nose, and her best friend Leo, the gray kitten with sparkling blue eyes, were brimming with excitement. The gentle warmth of the sun tickled their whiskers as they prepared for a grand adventure. Today wasn't just any day today. They were setting out to explore the Enchanted Forest. "Are you ready?" Leo Mia asked, adjusting her little brown jacket. "Ready as I'll ever be," Leo replied, fastening his own green jacket with a determined grin. "Who knows what we'll find today?" The two kittens stepped out of their cozy village home. From a small hill, they could see the entire village below them. The cobblestone streets, lined with tiny cottages and blossoming gardens, looked like something out of a fairy tale. The village was peaceful, with birds chirping, and the scent of fresh flowers filled the air. Mia and Leo paused to admire the view before them. "Look at how small the village looks from here," Mia said, her tail swaying in the breeze. Leo, always the curious one, pointed towards the distant line of trees. "The Enchanted Forest is calling us. Let's go." Together they scampered off down the hill, their little paws making soft pattering sounds against the ground. The closer they got to the forest, the more excited they became. The trees were tall, their branches reaching high into the sky, as if trying to touch the clouds. As they entered the forest, the trees parted to reveal a massive old oak tree standing proudly in the center of the clearing. Its thick branches were covered in soft moss, and the bark was rough and strong, showing how many years it had stood there. "Oh, Mia, look," Leo whispered, pointing up towards one of the branches. There, perched with his chest puffed out, was a wise old owl named Mr. Hoot. His golden eyes sparkled as he gazed down at the two curious kittens. "Welcome, little ones," hooted Mr. Hoot, his voice deep and gentle. "I've been watching over this forest for many years. You two seem ready for an adventure." Mia and Leo's eyes widened with excitement. "Yes, Mr. Hoot. We're going to explore the Enchanted Forest," Mia said eagerly. Mr. Hoot chuckled softly, his feathers rustling. "The forest is full of surprises, but remember, little ones, always follow your hearts, and you'll never lose your way." With a nod and a wave, Mia and Leo continued on their journey. The trees whispered softly as they passed, and beams of sunlight danced between the leaves. After a little while, they arrived at a bright meadow filled with the sweetest smelling flowers. Daisies, buttercups, and tall grasses swayed gently in the breeze. Mia bounced excitedly, her paws barely touching the ground. "This is so beautiful, Leo. I could stay here forever." Leo knelt down, sniffing a particularly bright yellow daisy. "It smells wonderful," he said, but his sharp ears suddenly twitched. "Wait, do you hear that?" From behind them, a soft rustling sound grew louder. Mia and Leo turned to see a family of rabbits hopping through the meadow. The mother rabbit led her little ones in a perfect line, their tiny feet barely making a sound as they moved. Mia's heart melted at the sight. "Hello, little bunnies," Mia called out softly. The smallest bunny, with a twitchy nose and big ears, looked up shyly and waved a tiny paw. "Hi," squeaked the bunny. Leo smiled and whispered to Mia, "Aren't they the cutest?" The kittens watched as the bunny family continued their journey across the meadow, hopping towards the shade of the oak tree. Mia's heart was so full of joy, but she knew there was still so much more to see. After waving goodbye to the bunnies, Mia and Leo ventured on. Soon, they spotted a hill in the distance. With determination in their eyes, they began to climb it, their paws slipping occasionally on the loose dirt. When they finally reached the top, they gasped at the breathtaking view. "Wow," Mia whispered. "Look at the forest from up here. It's like a sea of green." Leo stood beside her, nodding. "We're so tiny compared to everything around us." The sun was now high in the sky, casting a golden glow over the entire forest. From the top of the hill, they could see far into the distance trees, rivers, and even a tiny glimpse of their village far behind them. The kittens felt like they were on top of the world. After taking in the view, the pair noticed something interesting nearby: an old, wooden barn nestled at the edge of the forest. The barn looked a little worn, but it was still standing tall, with ivy creeping up its sides. The barn door was slightly ajar, just enough for two curious kittens to squeeze through. "Let's go inside," Mia suggested, her eyes gleaming with curiosity. Inside the barn, it was cozy and warm. Sunlight streamed through cracks in the wooden walls, casting long, soft rays across the piles of hay scattered around. Mia and Leo wandered through the barn, their paws sinking into the soft straw beneath them. "What's that over there?" Leo whispered, his eyes spotting movement in the corner. They tiptoed closer and found a tiny nest of baby mice, their eyes still closed. The little mice wiggled softly, and Mia and Leo watched them in wonder. "They're so small," Mia said, her voice barely above a whisper. Leo nodded, grinning. "Even smaller than us." Not wanting to disturb the baby mice, Mia and Leo tiptoed away and found a cozy corner of the barn where they could rest. They snuggled into a soft pile of hay, enjoying the warmth of the sun on their fur. After such an exciting day, the kittens soon found themselves drifting off to sleep, dreaming of the adventures they'd had. They woke up to the sound of birds chirping outside and the sky turning a brilliant shade of orange and pink. The sun was setting, and it was time to head home. As they left the barn, they followed a small, winding path back into the forest. Along the way, Mia spotted something fluttering through the trees. "Look, Leo, a butterfly?" Mia pointed excitedly at a bright blue butterfly with delicate black spots. The kittens chased after the butterfly, their paws barely touching the ground as they weaved between the trees. The butterfly led them to a quiet, sparkling pond, where the water was so still, it reflected the sky like a mirror. Mia dipped her paw into the water and watched the ripples spread. "Look, Leo, it's like magic." Leo knelt beside her, smiling. "This whole day has been magic." As the sun finally set and the stars began to twinkle in the sky, Mia and Leo sat by the pond, their hearts full of joy. They knew they had found something special in the Enchanted Forest, a world of wonders waiting to be discovered, and most importantly, the magic of their friendship. And so, under the blanket of twinkling stars, Mia and Leo made their way back home, their paws tired but their hearts happy. As they snuggled into their cozy beds that night, they knew that tomorrow would bring even more adventures. Because with a friend like Leo, every day is full of magic.